Today, I didn't sleep the whole of last night. I'm so tired, and I woke up this morning, went to work, so I'm really, really tired. But if we can, Hadi, if you can just send a request and get Nene to come on, because I don't have I don't have much time. I'm a bit tired. Hello Okan, you okay? How you doing? And if they're not here, then we'll probably have to do this tomorrow. But in the meantime, I hope you guys are all doing okay and you're doing all right. And everything is going on okay. I think it's quite, how should I say it, put it, it's quite interesting what, the developments in Banjul, what's been happening, especially with the police and everyone else. And he says you cannot join because of technical issues. I don't know what technical issues that is. But it says you can't join because of technical issues. I don't know what the technical issues are. I checked the request, Hadi, and I accepted it. And it says you cannot join because of technical issues. It says you can't join because of technical issues. So let me check again. I'll try to accept again. So it's adding you now.
Hi, Mel.
Hey, Adi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Where's Nene? Because she wanted us to come on live, and now I can't see her. Is she around?
I think, let me check. Let me.
So what's the latest on Alaji Bora? Has he been released finally? Because I saw Kerfatu just did.
Melanie live.
Tell her I've got just 5 minutes to wait for her because I gotta go.
Okay, do one. Okay. She's coming. The latest is they throw him out of the car and he is dusty. And there is a video. Let me send you that link. Maybe.
No, don't send it to me because I can't understand it. I saw it, but I don't know what he's saying.
You don't, Melvin, you can speak Mandinka.
Well, you know I can't. I don't know what he's saying, so that's why I was
No,
like,
he said
I
they
couldn't
wanted
comment or
to.
react.
He
Hmm?
was fighting with his phone. He said he's not going to leave his phone with them, and it's like a push and pull, and they drove him and throw him away from I don't know nowhere. So that's why he was dusty, and yeah, that's what he was saying. That I think is 1 minute or less than 1 minute 30 seconds, something like that. Nene
Also,
is coming. I just call na colleague ni. He's on. I can see Tukulor also. Let me call her. Tukulor, call Nako. He's coming. She's coming. So, and Mele, before they come, this about Madi Jobate, I saw people writing that why they arrested him is that the slogan that we rise. Is that true?
what slogan?
We rise, something like that. We rise, or
I don't know what. I'm not aware of that.
yeah, that's what I see a lot
Is
of
there a
people
slogan?
write.
Is there something like that that says a slogan that says "We rise"?
Yeah, I think I saw it on Tukulor or Nene Jobate, something like that. I was reading it a few minutes ago. Let me check if Tukulor have it on her wall. If you go to Tukulor's wall, it's there.
I can't go anywhere because I'm using my phone to go online.
Oh, okay. Wait.
She said she will explain it when she comes on.
Gambia Rising. That's the only thing. Gambia Rising. That's what they arrested him for.
Really? Are you sure? Is that what they said?
100%. It's on. It's on. But you can read it. You are using your phone.
Mm.
So yeah, I know you are mad right now. I will explain when I got on the live. Tukulo munga request nga dugasi because Melvin one phone la you can request and come in. Let me explain it, please. So munga nyo nga explain ko anti Tukulo. Did you send a request anti Tukulo? Me, I don't know. I think Melvin, I don't want to say it because when I say it, you will say no, Hadi. I just give up, Melvin. If you see my face, the things I'm reading since in the morning, I just give up. Really. Gambia, I'm done. I'm not gonna talk about Gambia anymore. It make me sad, it make me mad,
Yeah,
it make me confused.
I'm also I was just telling Nene that I'm also getting to that point where I feel.
Tukulo danga dem direct si live page Melvin nga send request direct to the page ambi. So soko share nga duge fofu do muna am request be direct to the page of Melvin. What way are you saying, Mel?
No, I was just saying I'm also getting to that point. I'm also getting to that point, to be honest.
Yeah, you get frustrated. There is a lot of things running at the back of your head. It's like you have things to do, but Nene is on.
Hey, Melvin.
Hey, Auntie Tukulor.
Melvin, today Hadijatu is my boss. Hey. What are we going to talk? Oh, God, Hadijatu. So let me tell you what happened. Melvin, I'm sorry you're going to get even more upset than you have been the last couple of days. I overheard the two of you saying that you're getting tired of Gambia. If you say that, then the likes of me will sit here and have a meltdown. You are carrying the weight of a whole country on your shoulders. And why you were born in that country. So you can be frustrated, you can cry, which I did today when I heard about what happened to Maddie and the reason why, part of the reason why they are holding him and what they did to Elijah Bora. So what they did to what Elijah Bora said in his video, Melville, is that he said he had you got into a shuffle with them about his phone, that he didn't want to leave his phone, which by the way, they have his phone. So they took him to a muddy place, threw him in the mud, and dirtied all of his clothes he's wearing. He said there's one guy over there, and he said his name. That is one of the people that is completely behind what's going on with him. There's one person who is listening to those at the top, you know, the word those at the top, who is behind, you know, bullying him the way he's being bullied. Okay, about Madi, I don't know if Nan is here. About Madi, I wrote on my wall that part of the reason why they are holding Madi is because, you know, the security forces, just like during Yajam's time, the NIA would go on people's Facebook posts and then arrest them and stuff. That is why there were a lot of fake profiles back then. So, or their family members. So Madi had an interview with the Standard newspaper. And they were asking him about the country and human rights and stuff. And Madi said, we shall rise. We shall rise. They said, Madi is saying that sounds like a threat, a national security threat, because that can make me, I don't even want to laugh. So during this struggle, we had a slogan called Gambia Rising, okay? We were using it on Twitter. We were using it on Facebook. If you go and type the hashtag Gambia Rising, you'll see a lot of posts that say Gambia Rising. So Madi is saying we shall rise. When an activist says we shall rise, that means they're saying we are going to rise up against injustice. We are going to rise up against human rights violations and things like that. But these buffoons who do not understand the meaning of the word decided to arrest Madi. That is part of his arrest, Melvin. So that's all I have to say right now.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So that's why he was arrested.
That is one of the reasons, because you remember they said it was on his, at first they said it was his Facebook post, but that was a way of them luring him in, because all of us were like, Madi didn't say anything on his Facebook. And you know, you can say anything about Madi, but Madi does not break the law. Madi is like Khalifa Saleh. Constitution everywhere. He wears that on his sleeve. So saying we shall rise, newspaper article, they're questioning him for.
No, I'm just
Madi, they are asking Madi, not Madi. I don't know whether I'm mad or confused, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, both. You're everything. Yep, Hadi. Yep.
Yeah,
you're confused. You're upset. You want to scream.
That's why I was telling Nene we should do this live tomorrow, because I'm really confused, to be honest. I'm so confused because I can't make sense of anything, especially with just everything, especially with Alaji Bora. Now, because I was wondering why was he looking all dusty and stuff.
Yeah, they threw him in the mud because they are pissed at him.
Just to imagine that
he's being stubborn.
That the police officers would take him and threw him. I don't know what's going on then. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what's going to come out of it? Nothing, right?
Nothing. Hello, he was held. You are a lawyer and you practice. You know the Gambian legal laws and everything. 72 hours by itself. He should take him to ECOWAS for that. But nothing's going to come out of it. So he was detained for 5 days. For 5 days. So what are you going to say about that, Melvin?
Okay. You know, Melvin, even when Mel come in, you can see on her face, in his face, sorry, Mel is not here today, to be honest. I think a lot of us are just confused because I don't know what to say, really. I'm just, yeah.
You know, the thing is, you know, when you get to that point, when you, okay, so the way I see it is like this. If the police act with impunity and they do certain things, you know, violating the Constitution, violating the laws of the land, and, you know, basically these are human rights, you know, violations on individuals. But then you would expect that with the principles of separations of powers, with the three arms of government, you would expect that the hope would be in the courts. So, for example, I saw the processes that was filed in court today with regards to Alhaji Bora. But what has happened is, once the police saw that, they've now released him. But not only have they released him, he's now been assaulted, basically, after his fundamental human rights were trampled upon, after he was kept beyond the constitutionally mandated limit of detention without being charged or being bailed, which is 72 hours. So I wrote something today where the first time he was arrested, his rights were violated because he was kept beyond the 72 hours constitutional limit. And then he was rearrested again. His bail was revoked. The same bail was reinstated. He was kept for like 6 days or 5 days, not given access to his lawyer. So further, his constitutional rights were further violated. He wasn't charged then. He still is not charged now. And there are these processes that have been filed. But basically, the processes I saw was basically that his detention was unconstitutional and that he should be released. Right? So the police have now released him. Okay? Are they going to go to court and say that those processes have been overtaken by events because the police have now released him? Because I didn't see any other, except I have to look at it again. I didn't see any other mention in those processes, like actually having, the police be answerable, like asking for costs, asking for damages, asking for some sort of compensation for the police. Like, all I saw was asking the police to release him unconditionally. So the police can release him. They've released him, even though it's not unconditionally because they have his phone. That's going to take another back and forth, knowing how the court system goes. So the police will be served. They will give a date for mention, and then the police will be served. They will go to court. The case will be mentioned. They will adjourn again. The police can say they can't come to court for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That goes back and forth. So what I am seeing, and the reason why I feel this way, is that the police are using the law, the loopholes in the legal system, to circumvent the law. And in my opinion, the court is actually going along with that flow. Because if I was a judge that is about to hear this case, I would have taken judicial notice in everything that is going on, that these guys' constitutional rights were violated. The police did not respect that. They kept him beyond 72 hours. They further arrested him, kept him for 6 days. He still wasn't charged. So if they eventually bring him to my court, those are the things that the court can use to stamp its authority. That is the way whereby the courts can check on or limit and curtail the excesses. But if that is not going to happen, then the only hope would be, let us wait for another government and have another TRRC. But from what we have seen in the previous TRRC, nothing actually came out of it. The people that appeared before the TRRC are probably now manning the highest positions in that country. So that is my fear. That.
Hey Melvin, can I interject right there as you speak about the TRRC?
Yeah.
So here we are, like you said, the TRRC recommendations have still not been implemented. In the meantime, the victims are dying left and right. So guess what? The victims are going to get up and fight for their own rights now. Because you see, Sondau's family, because they threw his case out of court, guess what they did? They went to ECOWAS and won. and they are going to get more money from ECOWAS than what the Gambia government could have given them. So right now, I'm telling all the victim families, if you want to take them to ECOWAS, we will do a GoFundMe for your family so that you can take the Gambia government to ECOWAS.
But ECOWAS court takes place. I have a matter against the state of Gambia at the ECOWAS court. It's been there for almost 2 years now.
But you know what? The one with the journalists was that long, and they finally got compensated.
Yeah, my whole thing. It takes forever.
But you know what? This Gambia government right now is being complacent. They have decided, like Coach Pasambada was saying, you know, they do whatever they want and get away with it because nobody is challenging them.
Even the issue about Madi, I was like shocked because everywhere is quiet. Nobody was talking about it until I saw the flyer that you made. Everybody was just quiet.
Actually, people are on social media making fun of him, laughing about it, saying that he's too much, he's this, he's that. That is what's happening. I see more of that, Melville, than anything else. That's what I see on social media. And I have blocked a lot of people today. But Nene is here.
Now, see, for me, in regards to that, I tell people I have really learned regarding my own issue. It was just this lot here, you know, the Melvin, Hadijetu, the Jukasisi, the Coach Pasamba, Sehu Sedili, and Tukulor, that I had seen Pamudu Bojang openly, you know, talk about it. And the issue here for me, I keep telling people, it has nothing to do with Nene. Nene was fighting to uphold the rule of law. Nene was fighting to say, I will not be a complicit of somebody blatantly flaunting the law when they are the custodian, the enforcers. The enforcers cannot be seen to be breaking the law. The enforcers are supposed to be the first people to uphold the rule of law. The people that make the law cannot be seen to be breaking the law because they're the one that makes the law. And I was standing, making my stance. And this is what a lot of people fail to understand. Because I don't like Nene, I don't care what Nene is talking. And it's the same thing with Madi, and that is what saddens me. I am sad that somebody who fights for everybody, the cats, the dogs, the wind, the air, the rain, the sun, the everything, everybody that fights for the one that fights for everybody. A lot of people are contemplating, do we say something? Okay, let's just wait. Or how about if we don't do it this way? How about let's wait or whatever. But you know what? Hey, these things is like rain. It's just like rain. During Yaya Jammeh time, it did not start with everybody else. It started with an individual. It went to 2, 3. And before you know it, the TRC count, how many people, thousands of people became victims? Thousands of people became victims. I mean, direct victims. And some of them indirectly. So if you want to put it all together, we're talking about, I mean, maybe more than 100,000 people. Somehow, hundreds of thousands of people became victims. And if you want to look at it theoretically, the entire Gambia, even those unborn, became victims. Because the people that died and left young babies are victims. The people that died during pregnancy, I mean, with babies, are victims. Everybody is a victim in this Gambia, whether directly or indirectly. It is sad. It is concerning. It is heartbreaking that us will treat each other this way again after that long TRRC sessions. Finish with it. Yes, nothing has happened, right? That we can tangibly see that, oh, you know what? That commission, it was worth it because they went through it and people had to pay for their crimes. We saw the victims see justice. They got closure because they kill us, they torture us. You know, we're seeing that the law has caught up with them. We didn't see all that happen. So that is also something that a lot of people are saying, you know what? Nothing is going to happen. We can continue the same system. We can continue with the same things that we're doing. And of course, they can play the game better because the same people, the same system, I mean, the same games. What do we expect to change? The only change I expect is the people. It should come from the citizenry who should really say, you know what we went through 22 years, we are not ready to go through it again. And that never again slogan should really mean never again, literally, never again. Not the people that are doing what they're doing. It has to be us, the people. And when somebody is affected, we take it as touch one, touch all. Because when they touch one, we keep quiet. They touch another one, they keep quiet. We touch another, eventually everybody will be touched. And by the time they come to you, nobody will be there to advocate for you and fight for you and amplify voices for you to get justice. It is sad and it is unfair. It is really unfair. And like you said, I mean, I was busy the whole day. But when I came and dressed up and sat here in the whole hot sun, it was so heated, you were
I had
sweating.
to call you. I had to call you and ask you, like, is he
Yeah.
really arrested?
Exactly. I said, yes, he's arrested, because I've been following, I've been talking to family members, you understand, and all that. And I've been given like first-hand information from family members who were in the heart of things and talking. So it's like information from, you know, point of authority and credible source. And I'm asking myself, what's happening? What's going on? I mean, I will not be keeping quiet, because all my 3 arrests, every second and minute, this man is by my side. At night, in the afternoon, in the morning, he is there and consoling me and giving me courage that it's going to be better. It's going to be okay. This too will come to pass. I will not be silent under no circumstance that I will be quiet. Even if he is found wanting, even if he has done something wrong, even if he has broken the law, yes, let the law take its course. But I will be that sister that he will see and know that, you know what, it will get better. There is light at the end of the tunnel. He has done it for every other person that has gotten into trouble with the law or with anything that their lives have been violated or the injustice has been meted on them. And for me, the most concerning thing is the trend that I'm seeing. The most concerning thing here. It's like you're trying to intimidate the people that people have hope on. That when things happen, everybody, the people that they look up to, that will come and speak, that hope will be restored, confidence will be instilled. Those are the people that they're targeting right now, to silence them, to break them. Then they will get their way out with everybody else. Who are we as a people? Then you have the hypocrites coming to peddle some narratives here because they're in their comfort zones. But when they were in the deep heat of shit, they were not saying those things. It was the same people that were advocating for their rights. It was the same people that were speaking for the international community to hear and come to their aid. We are so dishonest as a people and so unfair to each other. That's who we are, and it has to stop.
And that
Nene, Melvin, I'm sorry. No, Nene, remember?
No, carry on.
I'm gonna tell you, she's upset, and she has every right, because this is.
I think everybody is upset, to be honest, because
what happened when Nene was released the first time out of many arrests. Nene came into my WhatsApp and said, "Oh, Auntie Tukulor, so much for supporting me." And I actually said to her, "No, this is not about Nene, the person. This is about the injustice meted on a Gambia." I said, "So if
I don't know if you guys have noticed something, and that is what is making me scared, because most of the people that have a voice in that country have suddenly gone quiet.
Oh, Mel, let me correct you. I don't think they have a voice. Their voices were out there because it has to do with them. But those were not genuine voices. Because if you're a real activist and you speak against injustice, you will never be silenced. It doesn't matter whether it's you or anybody else. I wonder if those voices were genuine.
No, Nene, hang on. Let's have a conversation. Let's analyze things. You see that there's a way and mode that people oppress a particular society or a particular set of people. Now, some voices, yes, definitely were not genuine. But also, if you underrate the impact of what the police are doing by keeping people in detention, arresting them. I'll give you, for example, like Sabali. If you've taken note, Sabali has been relatively quiet. If you know Sabali, you know his pronouncement. He's been relatively quiet. You could say he's trying to fulfill his bail conditions, or he's keeping it that way because of an impending charge or an impending prosecution. So at the end of the day, there are people that, yes, okay, I gave you example, Nene. There is so much that you would be able to do living in Gambia. You have your son. You'll be arrested once, you can fight. You'll be arrested twice, you will fight. At some point, when you sit back and analyze and look at the existential reality of what you're faced with, nobody's going to raise your child for you when you're kept in detention, when nothing is going to come out of it.
Hey, Mel.
When, hang on, hang on. You see, the reason why you have had people, activists, people who have fought for their country, people who have done things, would go to exile and come back again to fight. It's because of things like this. And nobody should underrate or underestimate the impact of what the police are doing. And that is what I want it to come out. I understand your point. I understand the argument that you're trying to advance. But I also want you to recognize the fact that these are not futile efforts on the side of the government. It is not. They are putting time, resources, manpower into stifling dissidents and opposition and anything that is against the government. We've seen it in time immemorial, not just now. It happened in ancient time, ancient Greece, the Roman Empire. We've seen it all over. And that is what is trouble. Because you see, you need to have a strand of hope somewhere. I need to believe that if Hadi Kinte is arrested in Gambia and the police keep her in detention for more than 72 hours, she will go to the courts and find redress. And something would be done, a precedent would be set so that no other person would have to follow that same trend. I don't know if I'm making sense, I might not, but that is what I'm seeing. You know, I'll just leave you and Antitugro to come in. I may be wrong, but this is what I'm saying.
The problem is, I'm just confused. I know why they are doing it, because they got order from Adama Barrow, because he said that from a rally in the Upper River Division. But the problem is, why are these officers or these leaders sacrificing their life and the lives of their kids for doing this dirty job? Because we are speaking our own, what is going on in the Gambia, the torture, the intimidation, the harassment, all this kind of thing. The Gambia, listen, Mel, 2017 and 16, we were fighting Jame, and 2018, it was because Barrow was like Barrow. You didn't see any Gambia coming out against him. But why are we coming out right now? Because everything is directing us to the same thing we have fought in 2016 and 2017, and that is dictatorship. And we don't have time for all this saying people we are speaking or whatsoever. Of course, they are intimidating them for not speaking, because you can see that a comedian, he's not saying anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying. It's a trend.
Exactly. So they are trying to minimize the people who are there for the voice of the Gambia. We are here, we are comfortable, we can say anything, we don't care what is going on in the Gambia. We can travel, go to other countries for holidays. If we want our family members, we can bring them here for holidays. You understand? But the people in the Gambia who speaks like volumes, those people are in danger right now. I understand where you are coming from.
That's what is happening. That's what is happening.
And that is not fair in the eyes of anyone who said you love Gambia at heart. We should speak, we should rise up, and this is nothing.
If it's done collectively, there will be an impact. You understand?
Yeah.
But if it's just pockets and pockets, and people just choose to give a blind eye to what's going on, then it's scary. Auntie Tura, do
Okay.
you have a different opinion to this?
Oh, yes, I do, Mel.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you can
Can
have a million
Can you talk a
people.
little bit louder? Because I'm struggling to hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Can you guys hear
okay.
her?
Okay, let me get out of my earphone so that because Juka says, I need to go take your earphone off. Let me take it out. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Now?
clearly now.
Okay. So Mel, think about this. Every movement, the most important quality is better than quantity. Yes, there's not many of us, but guess what? The few of us, if you have something in your heart, and you know, the people at some point, Madi actually did take a break. Juka and I talked about this. I'm like, even Madi is silent.
No,
But
he
guess
said
what happens to us?
that. He said he was tired.
Listen to this. But a true activist, Melvin Mandamosona, I'm tired. Who said I want to fight with Barrow every day? Today is a holiday. I'm supposed to be on vacation tomorrow. I spend my entire day fighting Barrow today. This is not what I wanted to do. But he said the thing about a true activist, if you have activism in your heart, you do not pick and choose who you fight for. And that's Madi for you. Nene, when she was first arrested, you know, the day that they pulled Nana's brakes, and Nana is sitting in front of the police station, and they sent me that picture. I cried like a baby. I cried. I'm like, this is somebody's mother. But you see, because Nana is a true activist, Nana is willing to sacrifice herself that way. So people like Nana, people like Madi Jawadi, people like you, people like Hadi, even this is why I told Juka, I said, you know, this Gambia that we have is not the Gambia I want. So I have no interest in Gambia. I don't even want to go to Gambia for holidays because I cannot be in a society where my voice is stifled. I cannot be in a society where I cannot express myself. I have been in America too long, and what I tasted here, I mean, you should see me and my bosses. Our city manager, me sitting in meetings with them, advocating for the homeless people that I work with. If I didn't in Gambia the first time, oh my God, I would have been in my 4th or 5th job by now, or no job at all. So if you really believe in something, you have to make sure that you carry it in your heart. And when you do, here we are every single day. You, Melvin, you're saying you're tired. Hadi is saying she's tired. But tomorrow, if you see injustice, you're going to forget about your fatigue. You're going to get up and fight because that's who you are as an individual. So Nene has a child that she's that child's mother. But the reason why that child also loves Nene is because she knows that her mother cares about people who have no voice. My kids, during the struggle, my younger one, he was about 7. He volunteered to hold a thing when Bailo's son was being tortured and arrested, and we did a campaign on Facebook. I ran that page, the used to follow page. My kid says, Mom, I want to join the campaign, and I gave him a poster. I never expose my kids to the struggle. That was the only time, because that kid, that little boy, stood in front of me and said, I want to join the campaign. So he said, so a kid who at the time Yusufa Low's age, he said, I am Yusufa Low, with a hashtag. And that resonated with a lot of people saying, wow, even the children are part of this. So there's less of us. During the struggle, there was less of us. But guess what? We were able to mobilize an entire nation from Gambia to the diaspora, and we removed Jammeh. And I'm telling you, yes, this is painful because I feel like the reason why we're so hurt by what is happening with Barrow is because Barrow lied to us. Barrow came to us and we thought we were putting somebody there who's going to be better than Jammeh. And right now, I feel like Barrow is competing with Jammeh for who can be worse. The only thing he hasn't done so far, and it will never happen because Jammeh built up his own capital before he started being Jammeh. Adama has no capital. He depends on the international community, so he's not going to kill people. But he will torture them mentally. And people don't realize, nga dorma, anga sa agama, ye bienara. So right now, he is mentally torturing these kids, these people, but he is meeting his match. He has tried to, they arrested Nene so many times, I cannot even count it. Here's Nene talking. Mari Jabate will be arrested so many times. He's going to continue talking. If the 3 of us were in Gambia, the same thing would happen. Think about it.
Yep. Nene?
See, you see, man, it's really, really, we live in a society, Bohamne. Like Auntie Tukulor said, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know what? Gambians are not even worth it for me. Just sit there, because sometimes you think you're doing something good and then you see a hateful comment or somebody just come and all that. You sit in your corner, stand in the mirror and say, you know what? Why should I be doing this? I can just stay in my little corner and enjoy my life. But for me, I have accepted that this is a calling. Even if I want to, as a person, I can't. I've tried and I can't, because I get miserable when I am quiet, knowing that I can add my voice on something. Oh, you guys should stop calling me. Hello?
Yeah.
Nene.
Hold on. Hello? Hello? I am busy. I'm on Facebook Live and you're interrupting my call. Can you call me later, please? Hello? Can you call me later, please? Send me a text. Send me a text, please. Text me. I can't talk. Text me, please. Thank you. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Nene.
Yeah. So, but I just can't. Now, I get miserable. I get hot. You know, I eat and it doesn't taste like anything in my mouth. That's how I feel. And the bottom line is, it's not fun to be having your pressure high, to be angry, to be irritated, to be frustrated, to not eat because it doesn't taste good, to not be happy and be jovial. It's not fun for anybody. All we want is a country where people can live here in dignity and respect, and everybody understand what the law says, and the law is enforced equitably. The law is enforced justly among everybody, regardless of your status, your color, your political affiliation. That's what we want. Once we get that, there wouldn't be need for anybody to be doing what we're doing. And that is possible. There is no perfect system. But what we have is not anything that anybody should desire to have or to live in. What we are doing is nothing near what any level-headed person should be celebrating or supporting the people that are perpetuating these things at all. What we are simple. What we are asking for is doable. What we are asking for is applicable. It can be done, and everybody will sit peacefully. In that way, we will, you know, we will not have to speak, because anybody that knows me, I am an advocate of procedures and processes. I am so meticulous in my doing. Everywhere I go, if you ask the people I was with, the Citizen Alliance, that was one of the things that they hated most about me. Processes, procedures. When we agree on things, if we have to go against it, we have to sit again on the table as civilized people and talk about it and make sure everybody is on the line. I don't like being taken advantage over. Buguma sewlo, buguma tutu leonit, buguma ko boku suma DNA. We have to treat each other with respect as human beings. We're not animals. In civilized countries, even animals have rights. But in this country, animals live freely than human beings. Animals have a right to assemble. Animals have a right to speak. They are everywhere loitering. They go places that they're not even supposed to go, and nothing happens to them. But as human beings, you are met with so much resistance and force, intimidation. You are brutalized. That's what happens in this country.
But Nene, I have a question. Are they going to arrest the people who stood in a rally and insult Usainu Dabo? Are they going to arrest people who stood by their leader insulting Rohi Malik Law? Are they going to arrest all those people who have been insulting our leaders, our elders in that country, if we're going to arrest everyone to be quiet, to set an example, Nene?
and
It's clear that it's not happening.
there wouldn't be a problem. There wouldn't be a problem if we say, okay, insults are not good. Insults are not good. They're just not nice. Kuñ saga mulala, wedanga wawahulo, saga mo refetut, saga mo nyaaw, saga mo nekut yefi nit ko am diine, right? Why at the end of the day, suñ ne dañoo enforce a law bo xamne so break a law bi or so sage political leadership, then the law will have you take its course. Let it be done across the board. No selective justice. Not ne ki dafa am kuko ngemba so koku nonu mun nañ ko setan ki amul kuko ngemba o kiko ngemba koku anduma mom den koku non dina ko tek loxo lolu fum am rek understand nga dega fum amut naka dekk bobu nonu du am jëm kanam te lolu lañ nekk di gis Gambie bi fii nii li tax suñ jëm kanam mu taxaw lu tax suñ développement mu taxaw lu tax kontaante dëkk bi mu taxaw yépp mooy ne parlu bi kumba bu am ndey kumba bu abul ndey loolu moo fi war a génn gis nga politics dafa ñëw politique nit ñe dee choose pour bokk ci politics is a way of life politics ñun da nga juddu nga choose na di ci bokk nda doo ci bokk is a choice is a decision but being a human that is a birthright and we have laws to protect our humanliness by the constitution of the land and loolu waruñ ko foyee loolu lañ war a bàyyi fii nit di nga gis mu génn parti bi dem parti bi la génn parti bi de gis nga léegi man li ma gis si dëkk bi pour nga try nekk fi dara nit ñi defatuñ ko parce que gis nañ ne pour dëkk bi ne amatu fi njëriñ fii pour try am amatu fi njëriñ nit ñi duñ koy puukaroo fii ñu fi nekk di puukara in the limelight mooy ñu xamul dara ñu amul dara ñu tekkiwul dara ñu tojut fen ñu munu dara ñooñu ñoo fi nekk di fi puukaroo ñooñu ñoo mun a taxaw ne arrestal Melvin ñu arrest ko ñooñu ñoo mun a taxaw ne daaxal Melvin ñu daaxa ko ñooñu ñoo mun a taxaw ne laykuma Melvin génne ko suñ biir ñu génne ko suñ biir ñooñu ñoo fi am kaddu kon nekk baax amatu fi njëriñ ci dëkk bi tekki amatu fi njëriñ and it's sad.
Lola Bugona wasanga ko. It is so sad nene ñun si dëkk biñ dëkk as Gambia dëkk bu ndaw boobu leen ñuy am leaders having leaders that like ñi nga xam ne dañ wax ne dañoo ñëw pour save ñu leaders ñi nga xam ne dañ foog ne they are genuine because when we are voting for Adama Barrow ñun ñëpp dañ foogoon ne Adama Barrow dina ñëw make a change in that country because of our heart we are bleeding comme ñun ñëpp affect na la wala affectud ma the entire country am na ko jàmmee laal si sa family wala am nga ko xam and when Barrow came at the first 10 days or 12 or 1 month he was advocating ne ñun suñu wuun si dina ko plaster. And when younger them be comfortable in State House, our tax-paying money, now you start turning like a hungry hyena on us, eating us alive. Nene, your saga, you going on platform insulting as a president, the leaders, the people of Gambia, putting them down. What did you expect? Did Barrow expect us to fold our hands and look at him and tell him, yes, sir, yes, sir? No. Ñun tamit nit lañ, we are human beings. We feel. Te so demee be puus nit ngay ko di humiliate always in the front of nit ñu bari. Ngay put down people in the front of the entire world. We will bounce back. Tell the mortal Barrow. Mortal Barrow buga silence the entire Gambia. Hopefully he can silence the people in the Gambia, but he can silence us. Lolu munu ko. Munuta silence not them man dama fa ne Barrow daf de jékki-jékki rek ñu ubbil ko buggi Yaya Jammeh mu riit mu ñëw rek say because ku toog yow li Yaya Jammeh wax yëpp nga wax dëkk bi suma dëkk la man maa fi ëppa ami ñëpp ak ma sooraan wara whatsoever. If Barrow is saying that to the Gambian people, we should be very careful and listen carefully. Lim ñoo as I will be a dictator, te su boba ken du fi wax, and he is showing those signs, arresting people, because when a leader boo xam ne dafa taxaw voice out ne ñi arrest yëpp dinañ leen re-arrest, even the court suñ la bàyyee sa dinañ la re-arrest, and those position police or whatsoever, they are doing that. We should be very afraid, for real. Te lolu nag wa Gambia yi tok nopi because Barrow li mo def ni pour intimider the entire Gambia comme li Yaya def te mom xamut ne daf ñu jël 22 years pour ñu génné Barrow Yaya Jammeh mom duñu jël 6 months because the internet is more faster than his government. We are closer. Ñun si any organization si out be we are closer than Barrow, and the people fail to understand. People listen to the citizen of that country, not the people on top. The citizen of that country li ñoo suffer loolu la gaay de deglu, not the president, not the minister, not anything, because citizen demee be do di yuhu ne dama sona, that's the time that the organization or the people we contact UN, European Union, they don't care whether you are a president or you hold in position. They listen to the citizen of that country. The Barrow is making a huge mistake in his life. Nene, manando, because like I'm not okay.
Somebody like Melvin, right? We have the conversation even we come to life. And as a lawyer, I expect him to be asking those fundamental questions. Because again, mom, everything that are backed by law and the books and everything else. But my thing is, I said to Mel, you know, I understand, you know, everybody has to work within the realms of the law. Everybody has to be law abiding. That's why there are laws. But then if anybody is found wanting by the law, there are processes and procedures of how the law enforcers should deal with the person, especially when you are not a criminal, when you are armless, when you are harmless, and you are not a threat, right? I understand why you should go surveillance somebody's house the whole weekend, and on a Monday morning, work starts at 8 o'clock. By 6:30, 7 o'clock, you are in somebody's house to arrest the person when work has not started. Now, fine. Okay, let's say you have a right to arrest somebody anytime you want. There is no time stipulation in the law. Fine, I give you that. Okay, if you arrest the person, right, the law says in 3 hours, you need to be able to tell the person why you arrest him or her, right, and allow them access to a counsel, to a lawyer, right, to guide them for whatever the reason is and all that. Okay, in Maddie's case, that did not happen. And then you take the person to an unknown location from 7 o'clock to almost 7 o'clock before finally a family member was given access, 5 minutes to the individual, 5 minutes to the individual to know where they are. If you're doing the right thing, why should you be doing the hide and seek thing? Man is worrying and it's concerning. Because why is it worrying? These are the things that were happening in the past. That you arrest people, their family members, their lawyers, they don't know where they are. Nobody has access. And what that does is it instills fear and scare and panic in the citizenry unnecessarily. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. The first thing, as soon as you take the person in, I think the institution should issue a press release to say, this person has been arrested, we are investigating, and we will update you. Everybody should be calm and allow us to do our job. Then everybody would be calm and collected. Yes, you have 72 hours. Then after the 72 hours, then people will start to ask, okay, what is happening if they don't hear anything? But we expect that before the 72 hours elapses, as a responsible institution, you will come back to say, okay, we are releasing him because we are not ready to take him to court, or we are taking him to court and asking for the court to remand him further because we cannot release him because he will jeopardize the investigation, or this and this and that. Everything that you do should be backed by the law, should be justifiable. That's what I expect. That's what every level-headed person should expect. But then if that, in the absence of that, you get everybody scared, you get everybody worried, you get everybody intimidated and frustrated and angry and concerned and worried. And a country where everybody is like sitting on an egg, thinking, am I going to be arrested? Oh, I should be careful of what I say. That is what was happening in the past.
And you calling that, and Barrow is calling that we have over a democracy?
You wouldn't even want to talk. Your own mother, your own husband, your own child, you cannot talk to them because you are not even trusting them in your own house. That is what that's the feeling I have, that is what is about to come back. And I'm worried. I am not scared. I am not. I am not intimidated at all. But I am worried for our trajectory. I am worried for where we're heading to. And I am sad.
You see, Mel is so, I don't know, me and Mel, something is wrong with us today because my entire, my vibration is so low. You can see it in my eyes, my body, I'm freezing because I think my body have overworked. I don't know. I was laying down here and I was reading. I was nervous. I'm nervous. I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I don't know which feeling I'm having right now.
Brother,
really.
When Madi's brother said to Nene, Madi can take himself. Madi can deal with this. And he said, but we are worried. For me, looking at Madi, Nene, Madi is sick. I have spoken to Madi Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I know Madi is sick because I talk to him. We talk a lot. So this man told me, I saw where Madi is sitting. I know Madi is sick. And I'm worried. Otherwise, I would never be worried because Madi can take care of himself.
But again, you see, that is my point, and that is why I am scared. I'm not gonna be saying I'm worried.
Mel is nervous. Who is saying Mel will finish his? Mel is nervous, so he's.
No, I'm not nervous. I'm always biting my nails.
No,
I'm not nervous
okay.
at all. I'm always biting my nails. When I'm concentrating, I'm having a deep thought. I'm always chewing on my nails. You know, wallahi boy. You know me, I see things differently, and this me and Nene had a discussion underneath, and you know, for me, I'm just worried. Like
Melvin, you
see,
what you want to say is it's like dictatorship or what?
But I said it. I said Gambia is under dictatorship now.
Yeah.
That you cannot change it. How can you change that? That is the reality. That is the reality. Because you see, when Alaji Bora was arrested, this appeared on France 24, international media outlets and everything. You would expect, yeah, that a responsible institution such as the police, yeah, would never have done what they just did. They just threw the guy in the mud.
Exactly.
So what does that tell you? What does it tell you?
You know, Melvin, even so, when you sit down and you start comparing Yaya Jammeh to Adam Barrow, you know things are bad. Even Yaya Jammeh, as stupid as he
wasn't doing that.
International, like when Amnesty West Africa and all of these start writing communiques on him, he will go back and say something. he always, but Barrow, and again, Yaya Jammeh, remember, he even couldn't come to America because he was afraid of him being arrested here and stuff. So, but he had cushioned himself with his own wealth. And he ran, you know, believe it or not, yes, he stole the Gambian budgets and everything, but Yaya Jammeh was able to survive without the West. So, and people, you know, Hadi and Mel, you guys are where I was about an hour ago when I was talking to Nene. And then I spoke to Omar Wali and I'm talking to people. And I just sat in my living room and had a meltdown. Omar Wali called me back. I said, Omar, I don't know if I want to cry. I said, I feel depressed. I did not sleep last night. So that is where you guys are right now. You are at a place, but then what we have to do, slow down, get yourself all upset because you have a right, because you are seeing injustice being meted on human beings. And that is something that your soul cannot accept. But then you finish and you fight. And that this Facebook Live, it is all, I'm the only one who is like, it's almost, it's not even, it's only 6 o'clock here. All of you are late at night. But that is why you are sitting here on social media fighting. And Barrow, there are some people, some selfish people on social media who are like, you know, saying on social media, you guys are just yelling, nobody listens to you.
No, that's not true.
Guess who listens to
know. As
social
a matter
media
of fact, I know
worries
1
about
billion % that they listen.
Well, and it is the same Barrow when he came. You see, I used to type all of these on my wall. It is Barrow when he came to New York City, when he came to his only United Nations UNGA.
this guy, okay, he sat at a gathering of Gambians and said, I have seen Gambians on social media. Thank you for supporting my campaign. I have seen what you have done to Ajame. I will not repeat. I have the video on my wall. I will not repeat those mistakes. He went as far as saying, talking about WhatsApp, talking about Twitter. So the reason why Mari is being arrested today is because of what he said and wrote on social media. The reason why Alaji Bora is being arrested is because of what he said on social media. Now, if they didn't care about social media, do you think all these people will be arrested now?
No.
Answer that.
No.
But you know what I wanted to ask, Auntie Tugra, what can we, okay, apart from talking and sensitizing people, the advocacy and everything, what can we do, like, you know, tangibly? What can we do?
Melvin, we can take the evidence to where they go and bake money all over the world. It's like France 24.
Well,
That
so
the
maybe,
manager of
maybe after this live, we need to because for me, I think, Ma?
we had created a working group. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. We had created a working group, but you know how some Gambians, they like to be in chat groups, just chatting. You know, when you know, in the West, when we have a working group, it means we are supposed to do work. So the plan and the aim of the Barrow Must Go campaign is for us to kind of regroup and do the media campaigns that helped bring, that closed a lot of doors for Yaya Jammeh. Duga DC here in America played a major role in bringing Yaya Jammeh down because of their protests and stuff. But then God brought us, you know, 3 platforms called Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter. And when those 3 platforms came, that's when the world, you know, that's when we were able to amplify our voices. So you're like me, you're saying, okay, the talk is enough. When are we going to start working? What I have said before during the IDMS struggle, I used to say on Facebook, we talk to each other. But when you go to places like now, you have TikTok, the big kahuna called TikTok. We're going to take those places. That's where we're going to take our messages. You see that letter that you wrote this morning, that is something one of us would have read, recorded, reading it, saying this is from you, and we will take that video to Twitter and places like that. That is during Yaya
I was thinking of that as well.
During Yaya Jammeh's time, doing videos was not a big thing, but now life is all about videos now. So we take that video and take it to Threads, take it to Twitter, and then take it to TikTok. Somebody needs to record it. And Melvin, I wish it was you recording yourself, reading that letter. Then we take it. So the work begins now. You ask the question, what are we going to do? We're going to start amplifying those messages beyond, because there's a Facebook, WhatsApp page that has more than 2,000 people. I didn't know WhatsApp had that many people, but I shared that there, and I said, please share, and everybody's saying, we'll share it. It's no third time for Barrow. So, and I've shared it with other platforms. So when people do the work, you sat down and took the time to do that work. We need to train our brains to say, this person did a lot of work. Juka today, we all, Hadijatu and myself and Nene, we all got on Juka. Juka would have been on live if we didn't fight. The reason why we are all sitting here is because we are afraid Juka's going to come. Juka's going to leave her birthday party, her birthday celebration, which she deserves to take a break, to come and do the work. So today, to be honest with you, all of these efforts today are for Juka because we want her to enjoy her day, which she deserves. But, you know, Juka would take her time out of her business and then make these posters and the audio videos that her and I make, and getting Gambians to even share that sometimes is a problem. But we need to see how we can change that, you know, that we can bring that methodology into real action. We need to work on, as a team, we need to come up and say, what are we going to take our message? Where do we go from here? Because the elections are far away. But while we wait for the elections, this is how we squeeze Barrow out. The messaging has to start now so that Gambians are educated. The reason why Barrow is not winning in the combos is because the places he fears most, King FM and Membekere, the Kombonkas have bought into what those people are saying. And that is why they have been educated. So our goal here is to take our message and take it to the provinces and the international community. We need to work on that moving forward. So that's my answer to you.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Yeah. Because I just think at some point, you know, everything is not, I mean, yes, we do the advocacy part and stuff, but then somebody's languishing in detention. Somebody's being thrown in the mud. Somebody's being slapped, beaten, kicked. How long? Is that sustainable? It's not.
And one day they will kill someone before the Gambian rise up.
So
This
I
is the
think
problem, because
we need to, you know, simultaneously as we're doing this, just making sure that people are being aware of what's going on. You know, the international community needs to be aware. People need to be aware. We need to. It cannot continue like this.
No.
It cannot, and we cannot wait for, like, you know, the former regime, like wait for 22 years before we say like it's enough. We can't have another 20
No.
years. It's been 7 years already. You know, it's been 7 years already. Next year is going to be 8 years. In a couple of years, it's 10 years. That's a whole decade. Are we going to continue like that? How long are we going to be like that? And I don't know. It's just sad, though. Really sad.
This is madness. It's like, you know why I don't know. I can't say whether I'm mad or sad or angry or whatsoever, but my system is not, I'm not feeling myself. The problem is you see them keeping people in more than 72 hours without nobody knowing where they are. And the next thing would be they die in custody.
No. You see, you know the reason why they're doing that? Let me tell you. Okay. You see, during the former regime, yeah, certain people, just like I was telling Nene, they were not they did not stop talking against Jammeh because they were scared for themselves. Certain people stopped doing certain things because they were scared for their loved ones and their families. And that was why, after a while, Jammeh started arresting and going for people's family, your mother, your siblings.
Yeah.
You understand? Because that has a psychological impact way greater than what a person can withstand. You can arrest me. I can go there and find my mosquito repellent and do stuff and lie down and sleep, and I can take it all. But when you start going after my mother, you know, that kind of stuff, it's a different ball game. When these people are arrested and they are put in unknown locations, you know what happens? Their families are at a breaking point. Let Nene tell you when she was talking to Maddie's brother.
It's like the guy actually mental and psychological.
Imagine a full-grown man. The guy actually was in tears. So this is it. Maddie's wife wouldn't know where Maddie is. His kids don't know where he is. It's different from saying, oh, he's locked up at Caraba police station. They go, hello, Maddie. Oh, you okay? They give him one Don Simon juice. They go and come back. That is not what the police are trying to do. If the police just wanted to arrest Maddie and then take him to court or charge him, they'll take him to Caraba police station. They'll take him to Serakunda police station. They'll put him in a cell.
Mel,
they'll detain him.
Mel, the other sad thing is, remember, Maddie is a family person. He lives with his kids and his old mother. And when these people came, they said they were all armed with guns and everything else. The whole compound, the whole street, everybody backed in, and that mother was in tears, trying to hold his son, and they would pull this man.
So this is what I'm saying. So I hope I'm making a point now. Now you're starting to understand the rationale behind my argument. Tomorrow, where Maddie is sitting down now, thinking about his old mother holding on to him and crying in tears, and they actually forcefully took him away, thinking about what his mother is going through right now, not knowing where he is. Tomorrow, if the same scenario happens, do you think common sense, I mean, certain things, it's not about activism anymore, it's just common sense, it's just logic. Do you think Maddie would want to put his mother in that compromising situation again? And this is what I'm trying to tell you. They are using the system to break and demoralize the people that have the highest voice. I'm not saying they won't continue to be an activist. They will not continue to speak out. But when you touch certain nerves, certain chords, the dynamics change.
Okay. Let me give you some history. Let me tell you why Mahdi is going to come out even more emboldened than anything.
No. I'm not saying he's not going to do that.
No. I'm going to tell you about his grandfather. Amadou Bansang was my grandmother's griot. Amadou Bansang was Sanjali. You've heard of Sanjali Bojang of Birkama, right?
Yeah.
He ended up he's the one who I think he created the settlement in what's the name of the town again? Tembuje, where Mahdi lives. So Amadou Bansang is Mahdi's grandfather. He was Sanjali Bojang's griot. And you know what used to happen? People will go to war with their griots. So Mahdi was born in this. So Mahdi's mother has seen it happen before. Because, you know, Jawara, even though my family was, you know, very big in the Jawara government, Jawara sometimes also did stuff that, you know, people didn't like. There was nothing called as into activism like what we have right now. But Mahdi's mother, because this is what do you think griots sing the praises of people? They talk about where you come from. They talk about the fact that you are, you know, from warriors. Mahdi is a warrior because he learned it from his grandfather. So his stubbornness, Amadou Bansang was, you know, he, like I said,
Auntie Tukola, I think you're missing my point. You see, when I gave reference to Mahdi, I was not speaking of an individual. That Mahdi can be the exception. But when I spoke about Mahdi, and I gave example of Mahdi, I was not talking about Mahdi per se. What I'm trying to, the message I'm trying to put across is for us not to just sit down on our laurels and just relax and not see the gravity of what is being done. Being in denial of the effect of what is happening, I think would be disastrous. You see, if you go to a hospital to seek cure for any ailment, the first step is to recognize the fact that you are ill. Is to be able to identify the problem, to know that, yes, I have a toothache, so I need to go to a dentist. I don't need to go to a gynecologist when I have a toothache. What we need to understand now is that we are in a very critical situation. And what these people are doing, they've got state resources, they've got state manpower, they've got, I presume they've got the executive backing. So what is happening cannot be underestimated. It is not everybody that would be a Mahdi Jobate. It is not everybody that would be a Melville. It's not everybody that would be Hadi Kinte. It's not everybody that would be a Tukulosi. It's not everybody that would be a Nene. But if we understand what we are faced with and the gravity and seriousness of what is happening, because like I said, Barrow issued a threat. And if you go back to the video that we did, I said he would follow through with the threats. And that is exactly what we're seeing. Are we going to match the threats with Facebook activism like we've been doing? Remember, it is evolving. So initially it was Barrow giving all the wild rhetorics. So one camp would say stuff, Barrow would go and say stuff and go after. It would be like a ping pong back and forth. But you slowly see that it is evolving. It's not about mere words anymore. These are threats that are being carried out, and intimidation tactics is now like the order of the day. So we need to recognize that this is what is happening. But we also have to recognize that everybody is not going to be Mahdi. Everybody is not going to be Mel. And if we understand that, then we begin to see how are we going to diversify our fight against oppression. Is it limited to what we're doing right now? Or do we have to sit back and strategize? It's different, because Barrow is no Jame. The dynamics of Jammeh and the dynamics of Barrow are radically different. The time and space is different. People's minds are radically different from how it was 22 years ago. The positioning of social media 22 years ago and now is radically different. Even like 5 years ago and today is very different. How are we going to use effectively these tools to ensure that we clamp down? Or for me, I like to see, like, I'm very result oriented. So yes, the advocacy we're going to continue. How are we going to ensure that what we're seeing, what is happening, is curtailed? Are we going to wait until somebody dies in custody, like Hadi is saying? Are we going to wait until everybody keeps like chickening out? No, we have to find ways of curtailing the excesses of the executive. I realize that in all of our advocacy, we're not engaging the judicial arm of government. And I believe, me personally, I believe, and I've said this to Nene, I've said this to you guys the other day, I believe that's the answer to every society. The reason why Donald Trump is having all these issues and people are doing whatever, going up and down, is because there's an effective justice system in that country that doesn't look at identity. It doesn't care about the person, whether you're an ex-president, former president, current president. The institution is there to manage the excesses of any single individual, no matter how what's it called? What's the right word to use? Ambitious you are, or no matter how you're so craving for power. Now, what are we going to do? In all of our activism, we've been really silent with the judicial arm of government. I keep giving this example, and I'm saying I've seen it done in other places. In Nigeria, they don't joke. They don't joke. With all their craze, they respect the courts. They don't mess with that. If you talk to Nene, she will tell you how many times a judge in court say, people in Gambia don't respect the courts. You dare do this in Nigeria? You dare? You have a DPP. You have an Inspector General of Police. You flout the orders and judgments of the court, and then the next day you take another criminal or another accused person and you say you want to go get judgment to take him behind bars in the same court when you have disrespected the order of the court. You know what's going to happen to you? You won't dare do it twice. And me, I believe that is our answer in that country. That is one not even the president can circumvent. That is the answer. I believe that we're fighting, we're doing everything, but that is one area that people do not concentrate on. And that is one area that can fix the system. It can fix it in a way that people would never understand.
But Mel, how? If they are on the payroll of the president?
Well, I don't know about that. Like I said, me, I don't talk about judges.
No,
I've always said this.
Melvin,
I don't know about that. But all I'm saying, I can't sit on a public platform and say any judge is under the payroll of anyone.
Yeah,
that I cannot say.
No, I'm not saying you.
No,
you can.
You can say it.
This is my opinion,
yeah.
because you seeing the president giving order to the citizen of that country, and you have power to say the president that this is not right, and you are sitting folding your hands. Something is damn wrong, Melvin. We should be honest.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying something is not wrong. I'm not saying something is not wrong. As a lawyer, there's just certain things that I cannot ever say. But I respect your opinion, and I would listen to it. I've just always said, and if you listen to me, even since the Bob Kera case and all that stuff, I've always said there are certain things I cannot say. I mean, I disagree. You've seen me. You will see me. I write legal opinion. I'll disagree with judgments. I'll disagree with stuff. I'll put it in a way, but I just don't have that liberty to say somebody like a judge, a high court judge, is under the payroll or something. But what I can say is they can fix it. They can correct it.
Mel, what I want to say in that is, I wouldn't want to agree to say the judges are under the payroll of the president. No, they're under the payroll of the state. We pay them. It's the taxpayers' money. But of course, the president appoints them. And what you wanted to do, the president appoint the judges. I mean, for me,
No. the president appoints under the recommendation of the General Legal Counsel.
Okay, yes. It has to go through a process. But I just the last.
So the appointment is just, and that is why in the new the former draft, I can't say former draft, the draft constitution that did not make its way through, there was what you call security of tenure of judges, so that judges cannot be fired regardless of their decisions.
Hey, Mel.
Yeah.
I think what frustrates Hadi is that Hadi lives in a Western country. If what's happening to Donald Trump was in Gambia, it wouldn't have happened. That is the point she's driving at.
Yeah, but that's what I also said.
What she's saying is, because let's use Nene's example. The High Court gave the company Nene's working with, gave him the right to their property. And Barrow came and said, no, I'm not going to give it back. And he decided to go do whatever he wanted. That wouldn't have happened in even in Senegal. That wouldn't have happened there.
Yes, but
only in Gambia. So that is why we're saying that the Gambian courts, even though I'm not going to sit here either and say that, they're under the payroll of Barrow, but there's less to desire when it comes to how Barrow breaks the rules and they don't do anything. Because Emmanuel Juve, actually right now, is the one who's pumping letters to Barrow left and right. When he does his things, like when he said what he said, he wrote him a letter saying, Mr. President, you are a leader, you shouldn't be saying that. So this guy is just, oh man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Auntie Tukula, what I was saying is the same thing that Hadi was saying. I am going further to say that arm of government can be so effective that it can curtail the excesses of the executive. Now, for example, Nene was giving judgment. The state refused to adhere to the judgment. But the state would go to the same court, right, to ask for other reliefs in that same court. If that court refused to grant, didn't he say that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he say to them that he would never? Nene, are you there?
I'm here.
Didn't he say to the prosecutors that if they don't respect his judgment, then they cannot come and ask him for something else?
But he didn't say they cannot, but he just threw out a rhetorical question and say, you are refusing my orders and you expect to come back to me with other orders and expect me to grant it in your favor.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, and I think he was one judge that was actually stamping his authority, but hasn't he since left the jurisdiction?
I mean, it was the same judge that has invited the IGP to come to his court and say why he has not paid his order.
So it's only in Gambia. Even in Ghana, boy, you don't dare do those things, boy. You can't do that in Ghana.
For me, honestly, I think we have impeccable judges that are really doing the job the way it should be done. What is lacking is, like you've said, to stamp their authority.
And I think the reason why they're not doing that, I think that previous, Jammeh style kind of thing is still, it has affected them in a subtle way. You know what I mean?
Once they start stamping their authorities, I think everything will fall in place.
It will.
That's what I also believe. Because again, for me, my worry is the highest arbiter. If those things are now being treated as ordinary, normal trash, then I mean we're doomed. We're doomed.
My phone is about to die. Wow. Nelly.
Yeah.
My phone is about to go off. I've got only 5%.
Where is your charger?
My charger is upstairs, but I wouldn't have somewhere to charge it where I am sat right now.
Can you move your position?
No. I don't know if I can, but let me hold on.
Yes, you
can.
You
guys carry on, yeah?
Yeah, go get the charger and then you move somewhere that you can put the charger on.
Yeah, you guys carry on. Carry on. I heard you the first time.
Absolutely. But the thing,
you're not a dictator.
the thing is, for me, honestly, you know, I was telling, I don't know who I was telling, like I felt like I wanted to pull my hair out, forgetting that I have no hair on my head. It's only wigs that I wear.
You was telling me that? No, just Hadi, who is very, very vocal. Hadi right now is going through, Hadi is numb because she's sitting here, all the fighting she has done, she's seeing things getting worse. And Hadi, I think, you know, I will speak for you and say that that's why you are numb today.
I'm confused, smart. I don't know. My vibration is low, Tukulur. I'm making something hot to drink right now. I'm in the kitchen, but right now I'm just, I don't know how my body is reacting to all this harass and liñ def dañ bàyyi Alaaji Bora di humiliate ko sànni ko si àll bi whatsoever si poto bi ba pare ñu ñëwaat arrestment di for us to keep on talking this moma I don't know how to react on that because ñu ngi doon wax ne dañ war a bàyyi how to call it Bora ñu bàyyi Bora tey dem arrest Madi, which means ne these people are playing with us. They are playing mind games, and more. I don't know how I feel right now, really. I'm a fay ma defar how ma luma defar sax luma defar rek baax.
In front of, if you go to anti-crime, in front of the premises, there are a lot of actually there are potholes from the main road all the way, right? And then in front there is water dogs and everything else. I'm sure that's where they threw Alaaji Bora because bunta be known like pools of water.
But Nene, think about how immature they are to do that. And hanga jangun jongun. So ñu japamadi comme ka dafa ne hanga legi man nan la buga ñu def. I want everybody to say Gambia Rising. Hashtag no, let's wake it up. Not a hashtag, the Gambia Rising hashtag. Because if they're saying that no lumo takarikari, nan said nyata nit la ñoo difin. So what your fun nga busa gis jangun jongun. Because you're so jange. When you say people will rise, that means people are tired and they'll rise up and fight for their rights. That's what that means.
The wastage of resources is appalling, honestly. The wastage of state resources. We have so many things that we can do. Right now, and we don't even know if our farmers have a bumper harvest. You have food, don't know how secure we are when it comes to local farming and all that. We earn our results are so poor. There's so many kids right now sitting around. They have not been able to get admission in school because their results are very poor. Are we catering for those group of people to get them into skills, where to put them in to make sure they have something productive to do, right? Are we looking at that? Absolutely not. Our teachers, their conditions and everything, at the last time we heard what the teacher was saying in regards to his pay and the condition and all those things, right? Our doctors, our nurses, those are things that the energy and the advocacy should have been towards, not arbitrary arrests, not illegal detentions, not brutalizing detainees. These are not the things we should be talking about. We should have gone past these things.
Nene man doon seetaan seen xawma banta ba bi tey si suba because déglu ma ko and góor boobu Dr. Sane la I don't know what is his name. Dr. Mane, thank you. Kooku dafa am loo xam ne daf ko wote loolu daf ma tiital about Barrow selling all the entire Gambia ba pare mu am na lu mu wax ne Barrow ngi jaay loolu te Gambian si xamuñ ko which means ne Barrow mu ngi distract people to do his own thing.